Hello, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining us once again. And as you can see, the whole pathway is broken, and this is something that we're going to be sorting out this year, I hope. It's very important to have goals for the year so that you can make the most of it. I've prepared these large pieces of stone here, which were gate posts some years back, and they're just far better than using sleepers, and they last longer, and it just fits in with the pathway. It's a kind of a old patio, isn't it? So we've planted all of the tulips, and I hope that we've got some in here as well, and I hope that that gives the place a different look for spring. And it's very important to invest in things, and when we talk about investment, we often just think about money, but we need to invest into our families, and one of the biggest investments is the time that you spend with them, and how you interact with them. I mean, just sitting down with your child, it means the world to them, and it's something that they'll always remember, and that will give them a lot of strength and confidence in everything they do in the future. When I was planting some of these tulips, you find some other bulbs, and I just don't know what they are, so I just kept them and put them aside. I'll have to maybe plant them as well. It's very difficult to keep control of this grass because there's a whole entire network underneath the soil, and it takes a lot of time to get rid of. But I'm a big believer in progressing, even slowly, and that's why I like the garden, because it's just like our lives. We have to progress slowly in everything we do and always move forwards. And there's often problems start when you don't move forwards, you just stand still. And so we were talking about, as you can see, the grass is a bit needs looking at. We're going to be talking about that soon. If I come to the driveway now, as you can see, I've been working here, and this is something that I think is a good idea to start working on things like this at this time of year, just at the start of spring, because like we said in the previous video, it frees you up later and you can enjoy yourself in the warmer times of the year. So I've taken out so much grass between these tiles, it's very hard to maintain this. I've actually had to extend onto the lawn, neaten it up. I actually didn't do a very good job of this here, and I need a better mixture for just stabilising these tiles I've put down. So if I come down here, as you can see, I've got so much growing within the tiles, and so I've been taking them up, and as you can see here, it's clean of it, and we're going to be working on that. This here, and then I would also like to make a channel for the water to correctly drain out, because if things weren't done properly before, then it causes problems, and that's why it's really important to do things as best you can, and not cut corners. See, if this patio was laid properly, then we wouldn't have too many issues like this with so much growth underneath it, and plants and various things, and it would be better for whoever was to use it in the future. And likewise with our families, if we take the time and stay in contact with them, stay in communication, especially with children, then you know what's happening with them, and you can grow and learn together. Often we like to go into our separate rooms and see each other now and again. And just the other night, where we sit in our living room, we placed the chairs just slightly differently, and that changed the amount of conversation that took place. In Islam, it's very good in Islam to sit down on the floor together, and it's very beneficial for the family. But if you can't do that, if you can't sit on the floor, then at least sit together, or be in the same room even. And as people, we do have things that we want to say to one another, and we do want to share things that we're worried about, and we have concerns about various things, but we just need someone to listen, and not even solve the problems, but just to listen. And it's about creating those opportunities within our families, so that they can do that. And children, if you sit them down and you ask them a few questions, then they've got so much to say. And if you do it more and more, especially if you have children who are a bit shy, then they will start to open up, and they will start to talk to you more and ask your advice more, just because you're there for them, and kind of like a friend. But anyway, I'm going to crack on with this, and I'll update you about how things are going, and if it goes well, then I'll let you know, and if I have any problems, I'll also let you know, because doing things doesn't mean that they have to be perfect. It doesn't mean that I have to be the world's greatest gardener to talk to you guys. I'm not a perfect person, and I'm learning just like everybody else. And I think it's very important to have a good attitude to life, where you're a student and you're constantly learning things. And like we said in the beginning of the video, I think, moving forward all the time and developing skills, life skills, and then we can become more rounded human beings. So thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.